What's going on, world? It's KayFabeyBaby, NRW Ring Generals Podcast. Your boy KP, and I'm joined by the NRW's Trios champions, my man Webster Style and Sean Mongold with that weird booty.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. What do you want to talk about? To steal something from Cody Rhodes, our current WWE champion. I think I caught a little bit of this last Dynamite, a little bit of SmackDown. Didn't watch Raw because I had something else going on. I have been watching the AMC WWE stuff, which I know you guys have been sleeping on. They have like the rivals. Yep. They do like a bio, and they do like the most wanted treasures. And this past week, I don't know if it was, maybe I caught it off the DVR. Anyway, but they were talking about Stone Cold versus Booker T, and that just brought me back, man. That was some of the best stuff, especially that convenience store matchup or in the grocery store. That shit was classic, y'all. Just times when wrestling was really super dope. Although I will say WWE's really picking up. I've been becoming more of a fan. I think we all have, in the post Vince McMahon era that we're in as Paul Levesque fans now. They're doing it.
Actually gone.
AEW has been kind of weird, but I think from here in our start of our conversation that this past Dynamite was pretty good. Again, I caught a little bit of it, but I was also busy editing at the same time, so I wasn't fully invested. So let's get into it, y'all. What do y'all want to talk about? Let me throw it to you, Sean.
Man, I mean, first and foremost, yeah, it's been a minute. We've been kind of, I feel like we get in these circles of we're very, very hypercritical of a product, right? Like after last WrestleMania, we were very much upset with WWE. Vince was still kind of have his hand in it, and it was very much like, fuck WWE. I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore. It's, it's not going the way we want it. And then obviously now look at us, like you just said, like now we're like more invested in WWE, the post Vince era and Paul Levesque land. And it's kind of hooked us back, and I feel like AEW, I think for all the criticisms we've given AEW, I think yesterday's episode for me and what I look for in a wrestling show and my kind of entertainment is exactly what I want. There's more solid storytelling. They also had so there was a 3-hour show, so they kind of smushed Rampage and tacked it on the back half of Dynamite.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it was a 3-hour show, and I think that is their sweet spot, man. I think they had a lot of good stories playing out. I think they had obviously good wrestling. There's a couple of things that are corny, and there's still a couple corny things in WWE. I'm just like, not really for me, and I'll criticize it. But overall, like, I like that they're using the Jack Perry shit, even though the story comes from CM Punk and it's funny, right. But like, it's a story. And
so
like,
it kind of works,
stories.
You'd say, now, right?
No.
Yeah, it's getting better. Definitely.
Yes, it definitely works. And then now with the introduction of Kenny came back last night. Cut a very emotional promo talking about his diverticulitis. I don't even know how to say it. Diverticulitis. I still can't say it. But yeah, like he cut a very emotional promo, and then he got attacked. And it just showcases EVPs, and it was a cool cold open of the EVPs kind of doing a takeover. So that was really cool. It harkens back to like the Authority days. Yeah. And I was just like, what? Like that. I like those days, and it's like their takeover, and they had like their own intro for Dynamite, and it was all the Elite. It was no other wrestler. It was just the Elite. And then Swerve called him out, and then Swerve and Christian. So like the Christian Cage Swerve thing makes sense. He left Nick Wayne bloody in his own gym and shit like that, and now he's the son of Christian Cage, so Christian Cage has to avenge his son. And it's just like those stories, like those are the stories you need. And now since AEW's 5 years in, I feel like they can start pulling things from the first year, or like the second year, or even like, last year. They can start pulling these things and making the story. You don't have to have this, win-loss record, number one contender bullshit. Like, I feel like they put themselves in a hole when they did that. And I feel like now they're starting to finally climb the ladder back out of that hole and being like, you know what? This makes sense for the story. Let's just do it. Who cares about win losses? This guy just dropped his title, the TNT title. Now he's going for the world title immediately after. Does it make you a hypocrite? Kind of, but I'm okay with it being for the story. So I like this story. This makes Swerve a very big, babyface. I'm curious to see who they're going to have with Swerve. Who's going to team up with Swerve against what is it? The patriarchy? Yeah.
The patriarchy, yeah. And,
and
he's going to win. You can't, he ain't going to drop anything
not to Christian.
But it'll be a cool, another good win for him to have.
Yeah.
Over somebody else.
And even with Copeland, Copeland had a thing with House of Black and fought Buddy Matthews. And I thought it was really, really funny because he was about to do a concerto to Buddy Matthews and stopped. But it likened back to when he was an E and Rhea Ripley hit the concerto to Beth, the person he loves. And I mean, Buddy Matthews and Rhea are a real life couple. Yeah. So it kind of I liked that someone caught that on Twitter. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't peep that. But that's a really good story. And then of course he paused and he was about to hit Malachi and he paused again. And there's this hesitation in him. And I'm really hoping it's Adam turns and joins the House of Black, which is
I was thinking that as well when I saw that.
I mean, he was in the Judgment Day. He started you know what I mean? And this is very similar to House of Black.
Because I want a House of Black to get more love, bro. You too. You've been saying it as well for a long time. House of Black deserves love. And Cope would give him that additional boost. Yeah. Even though they don't necessarily, I think the way they already consist are dope. But they just didn't shine. But with adding Cope, will definitely boost them.
It's still a month, not a month, 3 weeks away, Double or Nothing. But it's going to be Malachi versus Adam, I think, for the belt.
Oh, and that's going to be sweet.
And I can't wait. I'm already invested. I already want to see this match. They kept them far apart in their trios match, and it was good storytelling. So, but I don't want to go through the whole thing. But it was just good storytelling all around. If you do get a chance to watch the Willow Nightingale Sky Blue death match at the end of the night, just amazing.
I got to finish. I think I fell off at the Cope match a little bit. I remember that was the last bit I saw, and then I got busy editing. Yeah. All right. So we talked a little bit of AEW. Let's over to Impact because we're going to eventually get into WWE and Backlash because that's happening this week. Anything you got Webster style over with TNA and it's TNA now. I said Impact.
Yeah, it's TNA. Yeah. Just Matt Hardy coming back. I haven't kept up as much. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to take down the system, so he is teamed with I forget the tag team that he's teamed with to take down Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers this weekend at Rebellion. I forget who he's teamed with. But yeah, so they're doing this whole thing with that. And those are the major things that stick out to me. When I saw Broken Matt, I was like, okay, I'm in. That's, not saying that's all I care about, but I like that. I like Broken Matt. So other than that, I haven't been keeping up too much with some of the comings and goings. Jordan Grace is still champion, which she should be. And so,
yeah, do they have anyone up to her par over there?
Oh, good matches. She just beat Steph DeLauder or whatever her name is, the girl that's been
Lander that was with Cardona.
Yeah. So they just had a good match at the last pay-per-view. I'm not sure if she has a match this upcoming pay-per-view at Rebellion. I missed that. But yeah, the Knockouts division, they do a really good job of putting on some really credible matches. Even with Jordan looking like Jordan is just really good, and she makes people look good and she makes them look like they're credible threat, and not to knock their skill level. But just thinking of the challenges she's had in TNA and their roster, she can go down with anybody and all of them can have a great match, in my opinion.
I've been curious about Steph Lander, because of, the Cardona shine, because, I'm a fan of Cardona. Yeah, I've been curious to check out her matches and haven't had an opportunity, but is she pretty good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it from what I've seen of it. I didn't check out the whole match, but I saw some of it. And Mustafa Ali is still TNA champion. So I hope they don't. I know at least based on when he books his dates, he puts all his dates out there for the next like month or two. He ain't losing for the next 2 months. So, so that's a good look on him. But it's interesting to see, I think, with the way they do their roster, how they have like a couple full-time people, then bring a lot of people in short term. It's always in flux. So you're always getting new talent, fresh stories. And I kind of like how that works. So.
All right. Well, there's some Impact talk. We had some AEW talk. And actually, I was thinking Backlash. But before we do that, I forgot about the draft. You brought this up earlier, Sean. Let's talk a little bit about the draft real quick and some of the call-ups, too, from NXT. We mentioned Ilya, now, I think, with Raw, who I had the opportunity to meet, hang out, have some drinks with at the bar at WrestleMania. Cool cat. Good to see him come up. Who else came up? Kiana James, I remember from the women's. Kiana as well as Lyra. Yeah. Well, how y'all feel about some of the call-ups? Let's talk about the call-ups from NXT to the main roster. Deserving?
Well, I mean, I think they're definitely deserving.
Yeah.
Like Ilya definitely had his title run, and I think there's a lot of good stories for Ilya to play out in the main roster. Let Trick kind of dominate NXT.
Right.
Do his thing. Oba's going to come up, obviously.
Yeah, that man's
Carmelo has already been called up, right? He was called up earlier.
SmackDown.
So it was interesting because like a lot of people were mad, the SmackDown that started because like no one really swapped. There wasn't, I think Carmelo was the only kind of like big thing that happened during SmackDown, the first round.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until this week, this Raw, where shit started actually shaking up. Like I believe LWO and Los Gatos are on different brands now, and yeah. I feel like LWO went to Raw where Judgment Day is, so that kind of puts Ray and his son back in the Raw picture. So it's gonna kind of it made sense, but it wasn't like shocking, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like Naomi, Bianca, and Jade are still on SmackDown together. Like they're still, going to be the thing.
And can we talk about just their posts are just so wholesome, y'all? I'm just man. It's just
live.
I like, love them so much, man. They
some of the
seem so happy.
Yeah. Some of the live events that they have like video of like just Jade and Bianca, like their chemistry and like some of the like moves that they're trying out and doing and combo. I was just like, this is exactly what we had talked about like years ago when, not years, but maybe like 2 years ago when Jade was TBS champion and she was wrecking house. And we were like, man, like it would be great to see literally her and Bianca and like Naomi together. Like that would just be great. Or Sasha. So we missed the Sasha part, but at least we're getting Jade and Bianca.
Papa made it happen.
Yeah.
They look like they are so growing as performers. They just look like they're having the best time. But I think also we're seeing it in the ring as well. Like when you have that positive environment, it just shows. And I was seeing even pieces with like Punk. He was like giving an interview, and all of a sudden he saw Jade walk by, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta hurry the fuck up because I'm trying to run and go talk to Jade right now." Like, just there's such positivity and energy that I think everybody's feeding off of, and it just looks so good right now.
I agree.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the draft, it's going to be interesting because we have Backlash coming up. All these changes, what's that do? What's it do? Like we were talking last week about the women's division and being like, what the fuck do they do now? Right? Like, like with Becky having the Raw belt since Rhea's gone, like
that's the one thing I will say with the change up. It should have been anybody but Becky, man. Becky didn't need that damn belt, but anyway.
Didn't need it, but also I feel like there was no good story to tell with it being put on anybody else. Like giving it to Liv, I think would have fluttered out, and I don't think that would have benefited Liv. Like I think a lot of people would have been mad if Liv got it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this way Liv can build herself up, because now she just beat Nia on Raw, and like she's going to build her way up, which, Liv being Nia, but they gave it to her. And I'm sorry, yet again, I'm going to go on my thing. I love Liv Morgan, but I don't get it in the ring with her. I don't get the vibe from her.
I love her as a person, but just
I'm not entertained, because like it's the most basic moves. You know what I mean? And then you look at some of these crazy moves, like NXT, watching Sol Rocca with that fucking crazy DDT.
Yeah, that's dope.
Straight legged fucking somersault into a fucking stunner, on a surfboard. And then Liv's just doing code breakers. And that's it.
Where did Tiffy go?
I think she's on Raw now. I think she got drafted over to Raw.
So then that means, because I don't want to see Bailey obviously over there, I want my Black Girl Magic. One of them's going to take it off of Bailey, So if we're going to take it off of Becky, let Tiffy take it off. That's one, because I want to see Tiffy eventually become a champion.
Eventually, I don't want her to take it off Becky.
No?
Nah.
Who you want to take it off Becky?
Rhea.
True, but she's going to be out for a minute. Like, eventually, Rhea's going to come back. That's Rhea's damn belt.
That's fine. I have no worries.
Or Jade or Bianca, but
being able to tell good stories with Becky having a belt and Becky to elevate people. I have no issues with them. Look, right now, I have full faith in them to do right. I wasn't really the biggest fan of Becky getting the belt, but it makes sense, much like Sean was saying. There are no other stories to tell. Put Becky with the belt, there's a story there with anybody you put with her.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Did I cut you off earlier, Sean? You were talking to?
No. You're fine.
Yeah, because I want to see Tiff with a belt, man.
I know, but we still haven't seen LA Knight with a belt.
Yeah,
right. We may get it at Backlash, but it's a slow burn at WWE. I think they're very much away from the let's push this person to the moon and give them the belt immediately. And I think for good reason.
Yeah,
because most of the time those people fizzle out. Look at Ronda Rousey. Key and point. They rushed to put a belt on her. It was too soon. They thought that she was of a certain ilk, and it turned out not to be that. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't want to rush it. Play the long game. Let it kind of. And then same with Austin Theory. When Vince was around, they slammed the fucking title on Austin Theory, and he kind of fizzled out. And now he's a little bit better, and now he has a title again, but a tag team title. But it took him another year and a half to get the tag team title. You know what I mean? It was grinding and doing the character work and being the heel and things like that. So I definitely see Tiffany eventually getting the title. You know what I mean? No questions asked.
Yeah. You gotta say, because I know you have a thing against these blonde Alexa Bliss types or whatever. But you gotta admit, Tiffy time has proven herself. Sean, come on, man. Tiff's pretty dope, man.
I can't get over the lip fillers, dog. Every single time I see them on TV, in the promos and the pictures, they edit the shit down, I swear. But when she's live on TV, them shit's just out there, dog. I'm just oh man, that bothers me so much. I don't know why.
Oh man, she's dope and she got skills. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Tiff, man.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, entertaining as hell to watch in the ring.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take that from her. I just don't like that she interrupted all the black women.
I'm with you on that.
Black History Month.
Makes her the ultimate villain though to go against them too. I want to see her get beat down by them.
Yeah. And I'm down for that. But I like I said, I think she got drafted to Raw. Which is great. That gives Liv some competition, someone new. That gives Becky. I mean, Becky and Tiff met in NXT, I think, right? When Becky just had the championship in NXT a little while ago.
Well, with Lyra.
No,
Lyra? Where did Lyra go?
Becky Lyra went to Raw, but Becky beat Tiffy for the title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's right. Oh, and now they're on Raw.
Yeah. So there's story there.
Be some good stuff there.
There is a story. I just don't think that Tiffany should get the belt. Obviously, I think it should drag out, be a segment, have a good thing, and then have it be the ultimate revenge that Tiffany has to do, in another year or two.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
There's
you beat me
some
NXT.
good stuff now with all the women there now. Sweet.
Yeah. So like from last week to this week, it's a different feeling. And it's crazy how the E does that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get into Backlash this weekend, May 4th. Backlash France. You ready to talk this card and pick our winners, guys?
Yeah.
Look, at least it's not WrestleMania Backlash like they've been doing the past couple of years.
Oh, I know, right? I love that we're also going overseas now and seeing them at Bologna that we saw, you know, where we saw, you know, Jade and everybody. I love the environment over at WWE right now. Everybody's having a good time. We're post Vince and it just looks marvelous. Anyway, let's talk these matches. Backlash France. Let's kick it off with a tag team match. We got RKO KO versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga with his WWE in ring debut. Yeah. Gentlemen, let me go with Webster style. Who do you got in this one? RKO KO versus the Bloodline. And will Fatu, a lot of the internets are saying Fatu may show up to interfere.
That's a perfect place to have him show up to interfere. But let me say this: how badass have they made Tama Tonga look? And especially if you have no idea who he is and have never seen him before, they instantly this is somebody you need to watch.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Solo.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You know what? Much like you said, Kuya P, I think it's going to be RKO. I think they're going to win, but because of DQ, because we're going to have a newest member of the Bloodline show up at Backlash. That's my opinion.
Okay. Who you got, Sean?
I'm in the same thinking. This is great. I like how they portrayed Tonga so far. I do think they need to ramp it up.
Yes.
It's a big shoe to fill with the Bloodline storyline.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I want it to continue, but it can't fall short. You know, like it has to go above and beyond in order to be as entertaining as it's been for the past 3 years, because it's been going on that long, and it's been the most entertaining thing, right? So they have to speed it up, in my opinion. They have to ramp it up. It can't just be those two. And what I was saying, we have to get that new introduction. Yeah. And whether that's
want Fatu to show up,
Jacob, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's Jacob, and I think Jay probably comes out to rescue or help KO or Randy or one of them, and I think Jacob comes up and fucking just dogpiles on fucking Jay again, because yet again he's the babyface. He's got to build his way back up. He's got to fight through it all, So I think that's when Jacob fucking comes out.
My question is, what is his name going to be? Because I highly doubt they're using Jacob Fatu.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm
curious too.
So find out what have they trademarked recently.
That is right.
What have they trademarked recently? We're just gonna look at some of their trademarks that they put the past couple months, and we can just pinpoint. This one makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about can we talk Paul Heyman in that mix real quick? And
I love it.
How have y'all been just digging what they've been doing with him, with Solo and all of that?
Yeah, the custody battle for Paul Heyman is going to be, whether it's SummerSlam, the first Netflix episode, or WrestleMania next year, it's going to be the custody battle of the Wise Man, and it's going to be great. Roman's going to come back. He's going to get Jimmy and Jay back together, the original Bloodline. They're going to be the faces. And they're going to go against the other group, and the secret leader is going to be The Rock.
Yeah, the final boss.
The final boss. Yeah, it's there's so much to do there, but like I said, they have to play it right. They can't go too full throttle to where it's not lasting, but at the same time, they can't just let it drag out, because then I'm going to forget about it. And I'm this is nothing like the original Bloodline. This sucks.
Right.
You're right.
So
all right, y'all. So we got RKO and KO, possibly DQ win over Bloodline. Let's move to the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the women's tag team championship. Do our women get the tag team champion? Even though I love Kabuki Warriors, but are Jade and Bianca taking it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This goes against what I literally just said about putting titles on people immediately.
Right?
I literally just said you shouldn't do it, but I am all for them doing it here. Because I mean, Bianca's with her. It's not a singles title, it's a tag team belt, and they don't really care. Like they don't put a lot of care into the tag team division, in my opinion, at the E. So it's just like, what's that?
The women's tag team division.
Same with the men. Like, I mean, RK Bro won the titles, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Like, that was a thrown together tag team. When you had the Usos there, you still had the New Day there, you still had Street Profits there. Like, they overlooked a lot of people to give RK Bro them titles, and they were brand new. And it was because Vince was high up on Matt Riddle. But yeah, no.
That right there is funny.
Yeah, right. Isn't it funny?
That's real funny.
Yeah, but yeah, no, our girls are taking it.
Our girls are.
And it's going to be great.
And mad love to the Kabuki Warriors. They're amazing.
Oh, I love the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
But absolutely. Bianca Jade, the ultimate. Do they need a name? Do we want to give? Do you think they need to be given any, or just it's Bianca and Jade? Right.
Bianca and Jade, man.
Yeah. All right. I was curious about that. I was thinking.
I hope they don't do some weird ebony chocolate bullshit.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
I hope they don't fucking do that shit, man. Because I will face palm so fucking hard.
Agreed. All right. Oh, we talked about this earlier because I want I'm curious on y'all's on this one. Current champion, WWE Women's Champion, Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. Webster Style. What do you got?
I don't see them taking off Bayley.
Yeah, not that soon. Yeah.
I think it'd be a great match though. I'm hard pressed to see, outside of the tag titles we just talked about, to see any titles really change hands outside of that one during this pay-per-view. One, because we just had WrestleMania. Two, I'll get to two later because I want to hear the rest of the matches. But for the most part, there are a lot of stories still developing, and changing titles wouldn't serve a lot of these stories, in my opinion.
All right, Sean, who you got in this one?
I think Bayley retains. And I think they're going to make it, a story where Naomi could possibly have won, but wouldn't take advantage over her friend Bayley, right? Like, I think she's going, she probably could do something to win, and then because she is such a babyface, not do it. And I think that, and then basically help Bayley win, or something like that. And I think that just causes more friction between her and Bianca. Because I think inevitably, Bayley will drop the title. And then I think it's Bayley and Naomi versus Jade and Bianca.
Interesting. Ooh.
Yeah. And that's what I've been thinking about for a while now. So, I definitely don't see Tiffy winning it right now. And then, like I said, I think Tiffy went to Raw. So after this, she goes to Raw. And then I don't know who wins it, who beats Bayley for it. I don't Bianca's now in the tag team with Jade. Jade's in the tag team. So that doesn't make sense. So I don't know what they do, unless they let Tiffy win and then Tiffy stays on SmackDown instead of going to Raw.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
We talk about the draft. Long term, I would love to see B. Priestley Bayley feud.
Ooh.
Davenport. Right.
Yeah, Blake Davenport. I always remember.
Yeah. No worries. I just want to say, could you imagine? I'm with you. I think Bayley's going to retain. It just makes the most sense right now. But could you imagine if Naomi were to take it and our girls take it? All three Black Girl Magic at Backlash France would just be so. I would lose my shit. I would lose my fucking shit.
Tiffy's
on
all three were to get
championship belts, man.
Okay, so keeping it drafted. Okay.
Yeah, Tiffany's on SmackDown. So it would make sense if Tiffany was. So you could probably get your wish sooner rather than later. Yeah, so I think Tiffy might be on her way.
Oh no, you said Tiffany's on SmackDown?
Yeah. I just looked it up. I thought she got transferred to Raw.
Oh, wow.
But no,
wow,
she's on
that
SmackDown,
changes things a little bit. But
yeah, no, it does. So
I don't think she'll lose it this quick yet. And I like the idea is what you're saying to build the tension with Bayley and Naomi against Bianca, and that could be interesting.
Yeah,
but
I really want that. I want that.
I'm just loving the idea of Naomi and our queens, Bianca and Jade, all winning a belt would just be amazing.
It would be great. But
I know it's not going to happen.
I don't think Naomi's as over as she needs to be in order to get a singles belt at the moment.
Agreed.
For whatever reason. It's because, they've had kind of Tiffy kind of dog walker a little bit to put Tiffy over. Yep. So it she's not over for specific reasons. Is all I'm going to say.
I agree. And I hate to say that. I think we all know. All right, let's move over. Last two matches of the night. And again, this card is subject to change, y'all. We have kind of a card that we got offline, as we know things change. We're, as of this recording, 3 days out. So we have the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest, our current champion, versus main event Jey Uso. Sean Mongold, who you got, man? Are you yeeting, or is it not going to happen? Because
no, I don't got it. I think Damian's still got it, man. And I honestly, I think it has to boil down to a complete implosion of the Judgment Day, and I think Finn takes that belt off of Damian.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to eventually happen with all of that. Yeah,
I think that's what's going to happen. So I don't see Jey winning it. See nefarious means, of course, cheating, whatever way. And yeah, like I just, there's so much possibility because, you also have like the behind the scenes footage of like, Dominic running after Liv in the background of the corridors, so you have that kind of playing in like, he might need like a mommy figure. So he's going to look to Liv now since mommy's gone, and it's going to be another custody of Dominic battle. So when Rhea comes back, so it's going to be that all over again, which I think is great. So it's like, there's so many ways they can go with the Judgment Day. And I'm just happy about it. But like, I definitely don't think, I think they have to build up something more for Damian to lose it.
I agree.
All right. So same with you, Sean. I mean, Webster style.
Yeah, same for me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna toss up our final match. Again, what we know as of this recording, they probably could be adding some additional matches. But who you got in this one, Webster style? Cody Rhodes finished the story, current champion, against AJ Styles for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Man, I'm going with Cody. That's going to be a hell of a match, though.
That is going to be a hell of a match, but I think we all know it ain't coming off of Cody.
Some Bullet Club.
You know what, though? I think in the back of our minds, we all wanted LA to win and get the title shot. But we know Cody ain't losing. And losing the title does nothing does not hurt AJ.
No.
He's fucking AJ Styles.
Yeah. You
can do whatever you want with him and we will love him.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And I think, that decision, puts LA Knight in this position to kind of go after probably like Logan,
He needs to. That's where they need to put the belt.
And why isn't Logan out there defending it in France?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's what confuses me a little bit, but
promo, baby.
Yeah, promo. But yeah, it's just like it's all very interesting because they just had the Logan Paul with the Patrick Mahomes rings punching JD by accident when he meant to punch Jay. So like Jay's kind of feuding with all of them, obviously, because Jay's going against Damian. Like where is LA Knight fit in? Maybe LA Knight, maybe Jay gets jumped and doesn't get the belt, and then LA Knight comes to the rescue, and then Logan Paul comes out, and maybe that's what starts like Logan Paul and LA Knight going at it.
Or maybe that's why main event doesn't win against Damian because of some interference there.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe Logan comes out and then LA Knight comes out and kicks his ass, and that starts their segment to kind of lead into something else, whether it be Clash of Kingdom or whatever the fuck is next. I don't know what's next. Money in the Bank?
I'm not sure.
I think Money in the Bank right after Clash of the Kingdom or Clash of
that
the
makes
Castle.
me think LA Knight will probably get the money, the bank, the
that would be good.
I think that's how he'll get his title belt.
That'd be interesting.
You know,
that I like that idea actually. Much like when it's done right, like with Damian, you never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be a pre-established story either.
Mm-hmm.
And even with Damian, they still told the story they wanted to tell and still put the title on Damian. With the whole,
I'm calling that now. LA Knight gets the men's Money in the Bank. I'm gonna call this now. Tiffy time will get the female Money in the Bank.
I can see that.
Okay.
I'm calling the shots now.
You don't think it would be like Lyra or someone else being called up? You don't think?
Nah.
No,
it'll be Tiff.
I agree.
I think Tiff will get the belt before any of the other female call-ups.
Yeah, I think Tiffany is, in their opinion, especially how they position her, is the next big thing. So I see her. I agree with QP. I see her winning Money in the Bank when it happens.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's the card.
Okay.
Any other last bit of tidbits? Any predictions between now and next week when we record over at AEW, Impact? Anything? We'll obviously talk results of Backlash and any foolishness, craziness that happens at Backlash. But any other things before we get up out of here?
Oh man,
no, nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I'm really super excited for the CM Punk, Drew McIntyre shit, man. Like, that's like, in my opinion, it's the hottest thing right now. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, it's just so good.
Huh? I said I concur.
Yeah, okay. Like I'm super, like, I'm so invested in it. They're so good at hating each other. It's like that real like drama feel that we felt with, with the Bloodline. Like when Jimmy and Jay were still together in the Bloodline, Jay was still a heel, and then the same thing. Like, it was like it felt like real emotion. It was like good acting, right? Like, I feel like Drew and Punk genuinely hate each other, right? And we know they had like their beef, and maybe they're bringing that forward. Maybe they squashed it, but they still have resentment, so they're able to bring that easier to the front.
Yeah, I think they've been telling the story since Survivor Series now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, I am super excited about it. So Clash of the Castle, whatever the fuck it is, or whatever pay-per-view that is in Scotland, I can't wait for it. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I'm super excited and ready to go.
And that's
I want to see. Man. I call CM Punk winning the Money in the Bank.
That's a good call too. That's a good, interesting call too. I'm just curious how LA Knight gets into that picture with everything else going on, So yeah, I definitely got my money on Tiff.
He definitely can be a number one contender against Logan.
Yeah.
Like have a tournament or something like that, and then he wins, and then or he does like King of the Ring, becomes King of the Ring, and he gets his title opportunity against Logan.
Oh, that's Gunther.
All right.
Forgot about that.
All right, guys. Well, we got to get up out of here. We got an amazing week ahead. So we'll come back with those again, our results from Backlash, anything else that goes down at AEW, as well as TNA. But before we do, Sean Mongo, tell us a little bit about Weird Booties and anything else you got going on before we get up out of here.
Hey, so Weird Booties is coming up. When is that? June 20. I can't. Oh, there it is. 15th.
June 15th.
There it is. Oh my goodness. June 15th. Weird Booties. So we got more than a month out. It's our anime themed burlesque show at DC Brower, monthly show that we do. So yeah, check it out. Go to Eventbrite, look up Weird Booties. I guarantee you it's the only one. And get some tickets. VIP is almost sold out already. So, it's looking like it's going to be an amazing show.
All right. Thank you, Sean. And Webster Style, what you got going on over at Sartorial and Geek?
Oh, boy, there's a lot going on. Just dropped, as of yesterday, my interview with, let's just say, someone you'll never forget when you see her. The lovely Victoria Vale. Had my interview with her yesterday. Tomorrow, I'm dropping my interview with Hanif, one of the co-founders of Otaku Noir Collection. So that's dropping tomorrow. Next week, I got my interview with Nick from Do You Speak Geek? And then the week after that, my girl Frenchie Toulouse, who Sean and Maki know very well, interview with her. That's dropping next week. And then there'll be things sprinkled throughout, going to Expo Philly this weekend. Still working on the Corey Game Bites. It's a longer one than usual, so it's a bit more time is going into it. And then there are other things that are going to be happening. I just got a package from Temu, so you're going to be seeing what's inside that package as well very soon.
All right. Well, thank you, Webster Style, Sean Mongo, both y'all. Appreciate y'all as always. Y'all on the NRW. You see, we drop content every week, every day, constantly. It's crazy. Appreciate you guys. Let's get up out of here. Your boy KP, Sean Mongo, Webster Style. We out of here in a 1, 2, 3. Peace.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you. Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner's stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, that's it,
Corey boy, I'm coming hard.